And we are live.
What it
Yes.
do? What it do? What it do? It's Monday. What's up, y'all?
Monday.
What's going on, Six? How you doing?
Hey, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you how my day going. I was sitting in the wrong link for about. I've been sitting in the wrong link for about 30 minutes,
Oh,
just waiting.
wait.
I'm,
So you
I'm
were
my
ready.
ass still last week, y'all. I'm still on last week.
Oh,
Was
Oh,
snap.
last week's show that lit?
man,
It
catch
must
up,
have
catch
been.
up.
I listen. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm cool. I'm cool with where I'm at, young. I'm here in Georgia, and the kids go back to school next Wednesday.
Damn.
So we are already in full blown get back to school time. It's times like this. I miss the DMV, y'all. I
Oh,
Man.
miss
really?
the DMV. Yeah,
Cause
man.
they,
Like,
cause they go to school later.
yeah, DMV. When they start school up there.
The
Uh,
17th, because I'm doing a back to school drive, a backpack drive on the 13th. So I know it's after that. So it's the 17th, I believe. August.
Tell,
August.
tell me about that backpack drive.
Yeah, so the backpack drive is going down on New York Avenue, August 13th. It's called Deeds of Kindness. I always do my volunteering activities. So I'm doing some Deeds of Kindness. We giving out backpacks to all the kids, school supplies, you know what I'm saying, whatever stuff they need. August.
Nice.
okay.
Nice.
That's
Make sure they clear backpacks. Clear backpacks,
Yeah.
y'all. That's the
why
new
Oh,
they.
they got
world
to be
we in.
clear.
Hold on,
That's
they
Oh,
got.
because they got a security, right?
that's the new world we in, man. Clear backpacks is the wave, man.
They have to have a clear backpack.
They do down here in Georgia, maybe
Yeah, sometimes.
not
Yeah,
up there,
sometimes.
but they going ham down here, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't
Yeah,
gonna lie
man.
to y'all. Yeah, it's going
Hey, so
wild.
isn't that something different now? Because like I got kids, so I talk to my kids about like stuff that's happening in school. Because when I was in school, we had simple shit like fire drills.
Okay.
They have active shooter drills in
Yes, they
school.
do. Yes, they do.
I heard.
Which is actually brilliant, actually, because it's a shame that no one knows what to do when you hear a gun going off down the hall. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't
You
think they have to give that in black schools though.
you stop, drop, and roll.
You haul ass the other way. Stop, drop, and roll is fire.
That's
No,
fire.
but if you run, you could get hit by a stray bullet. So you stop, you drop, and you roll because if an active shooter is shooting, they're not going to shoot you if you're down low unless they aim at the floor.
What if
They'll
he
be
runs up to? What if he runs up to the roller, the one that's rolling?
I said roll.
Play dead. They should play dead. Then play dead.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. The girl who
Ooh,
played dead, I think, was the smartest. Like the girl who played dead and saw the shooter come in and put the other body on top of her and play dead, even though she's saying she's going through a lot of traumatic experiences because you know what I'm saying she saw other people die. I think that was clever.
well, did y'all hear about the school that has all of the administrators strapped up? 45s. They called themselves the 45 gang.
I
They all
heard that.
have 45s, and they pretty much say they prepared. And all the teachers have gun training and are allowed to take gun training.
Mm. And what state is that in?
I should have paid attention to that part of the story.
Yeah,
I
I
want
don't
to.
know.
I don't remember. Uh, but hey, I don't want to even throw out a state. But I know I didn't pay attention to the part of it, that part. But what I did find interesting was maybe, just maybe, that may be, yeah, something that's happening in the future, going ham, going forward.
Mm.
I don't know, like schools and stuff is so crazy. I ain't gonna lie, it's so weird.
Well, speaking of kids and having children and back to school and all that good stuff, you guys
Hmm.
are both parents, right?
Yeah.
And have you guys been seeing what's been going on with the Sesame Street characters?
So enlighten me on that. I've been seeing the ruckus, but I'm trying to figure out. See, me, y'all know me. I've been boycotted Sesame Street back when I was a kid. When I realized what was going down on that street, you know what I'm saying? It was real weird. Now you're starting to see comedians make a lot of jokes about it. But what's happening with Sesame Street?
Well, in
Yeah, you know.
Philadelphia, this woman took her two daughters to the Sesame Street parade or Sesame Street in general. And the character Rosita, which they are now calling her racist Rosita.
Oh.
Sorry, that was funny.
Mhm.
um,
Racist R&R.
anyway, she was going down the line and she was shaking hands and hugging children. And she got to these two little black girls and she did this gesture. And the little girl's face was like this. Like, are you really gonna walk past us like that? And her sister just was looking so distraught and
Oh no.
devastated. So since that's happened, people have been, pulling clips of other times where Sesame Street characters have ignored black or brown children. And so far they have I think at least 5 videos of it happening. Um
5 times. If it happens more than 3 times, it's a thing.
yeah, it happened I think at least 5 times. The Rosita character did it twice in one day. So they were feeling like a lot of people are feeling like they want to boycott Sesame Street.
Let's
But
do
then
it.
but then it comes down to the person behind the costume.
That's all it is. That's all it is. The person behind the costume. But at the end of the day, they represent a brand, and we should take it out on the brand.
Mm.
We should take it out on the brand. And I mean, like the only way that they can fix this is by having Rosita come out and shake a bunch of black kids' hands, and then now we're gonna have to question: is it a different Rosita under there? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we just gotta take it out on Rosita. We don't know who's under there. It's a Sesame Street thing. I mean, whew, is she doing a dance routine with them? I mean,
No,
like,
no,
how do you just walk past black kids in the public out of day? Well, I tell you what would y'all have done if Rosita would have denied y'all died on Sesame Street?
I mean, I probably would have been like the parent. I would have went the administrative route, recorded it, sent it, to social media, also sent it to the company, wrote a letter. Because violence, I wouldn't want to show my kid violence. So, and then I would also want my kid to be strong enough to understand that there's rejection in this world and don't let it eat you alive, you know?
Facts,
So,
facts, facts. I'm gonna tell you what, Rosita or any of you Sesame Street characters, if I'm out there with my little ones and you dapping everybody else up and you walk by, expect to get a yank on your tail or whatever it is that's behind you because you're coming back and you dapping my kids up. When I see Chuck E. Cheese go to the little Chuck E. Cheese time, he comes out and he throws out tickets. That makes me so mad that he doesn't make sure all the kids is over there before he starts doing his little bit. It's like he doesn't even care. Us parents got to round him up. Now, Chuck E. Cheese should make an announcement. Hey, Chuck E. Cheese on the dance floor, go party with Chuck E. for 10 minutes, or whatever the case may be. It's one big song, but it's nothing worse than being in that suit. That's like the one movie when the dude was he was in costume and he took his head off and they said, "Yo, man, put your head on for you traumatize the kids." You see what I'm saying? These puppets got a big old responsibility. Sesame Street been around since we was kids, but they've been going down for a minute since the Elmo scandal, if you know what I mean, or the Elmo guy scandal, I should say. I ain't lying to y'all, man. It's time for us to start making black puppets. Hey, let's get pro-black. Let's get pro-black real quick. Let's make some black puppets.
You remember Peanut Live?
I do remember Peanut.
What happened to him? That was my black puppet.
There you go. He was a black puppet.
That's what happened to him.
Yeah,
Really?
that's what happened to him.
Well, since we're on the topic of racism,
Still alive.
y'all, I went to Texas. Can y'all see my shirt? I went to Texas.
Listen. How was Texas? That's a racist place, right?
And why didn't nobody tell me that Texas was racist? Like, nobody said that before I got there. Nobody said, hey, in Dallas, it's a little different. Like, everybody just was like, oh, you're going to Dallas.
I didn't let you know. I just came from Dallas. I didn't let you know.
No, J Money, you did not tell me that Texas is still back in 1922.
Why do you think Beyonce don't be bragging about it no more like that?
Man, I got a rude awakening when I got there because
Drake told you.
Why do you think no one likes Dallas Cowboys but the Dallas Cowboy fans?
I mean, some of these Redskins, these DC natives that don't know how racist Dallas, Texas is, love the Cowboys. Well, let me give y'all a wake up call. You take your little black hiney down there, and they're gonna treat you just like they treated the slaves back in the 1920s. I'm serious about that. Um,
Yeah,
so me personally, like this was the first racist encounter I've had in my life, and
really.
it's minuscule. Yeah, I mean, I experienced racism from Latinos,
Okay,
Ethiopians,
naturally.
Asians,
Mm.
and I'm
Not
trying to think
not by Asians.
what other people are there. That's it. I've never experienced racism from a white person in my life
It's
until I went
different.
to Texas.
Right,
Okay. Y'all,
right.
I lived in West Virginia for 3.5 years. Okay.
Okay.
Charleston, West Virginia, the capital, out in the boonies. Okay. Like we were
Mm-hmm.
45 minutes from Kentucky, 45 minutes from Ohio. Like
West Virginia don't hate me, but y'all don't count as a racist white state.
they aren't. Like
They
I
are.
had like with the white people out
They too
there,
hounded. They too hounded.
they were, and people told me it's like it's nice nasty, like they're racist but they don't show it, and I was like, well, that's better for me that all the white people I met out there were friendly. Like I haven't had a situation where I was like, damn, like you
Wait.
racist. And,
So what happened in your situation?
all right, so I go to Walmart, and this is when we talking about representing a brand
Walmart.
and boycotting a brand, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I respect if you're a separatist. I respect if you don't like other races and you want to stick to your own. But when you work for a national company, you have to put your beliefs, your personal beliefs and disagrees to the side. So I'm in
Yep.
Walmart, me and my auntie. My auntie lives out in Dallas because that's who I went, and she's used to the shit. I'm
Shout
not.
out Auntie.
So we go to Walmart and I'm at self checkout. So I'm ringing up some stuff or whatever. And I realized that I had a Texas bikini I was buying from Walmart, right? Because it had
Okay.
the logo on it. So I realized that the top is too big. So I'm like, okay, I need to take it off. So I see the old white man in the corner and I'm like, hey, like I wave my hand like hi. Not I didn't go like this. This is rude. I didn't snap my fingers. I said,
Right.
I waved like, hey, can I get some help over here? This white man looks at me and he goes over to this white lady. So I'm like, okay, she was here first. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, I understand. But then what got me was the people that was coming after me, like it was different white people going. He was going to every white person that even came after me. My light is blinking at this time, right? And he's
Yeah.
still ignoring my light, ignoring me, don't want to come over there and help me. So he walked to the register next to us. And I was like, so are you going to help us? He finished with that lady and walked over to another white lady. And I was just like, hold the fuck up. Like, do he not see me? Like, what's going on? So at this
Mm.
point, I'm livid. I'm like, like he's a racist. Like I was just like, no, it's no way you didn't see me. You keep going to people that came after me. It's one thing if they were there before me. I can understand that. But you're
Mhm.
purposely ignoring me and my auntie. So I go and I'm like, I see this black girl. I'm like, is there a manager here? And she's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, because he's racist as fuck. And I don't play that shit. Can you get your manager? So she gets the manager or whatever. And the manager's black. And I'm just like, yeah, him right there. I pointed, so I was loud as shit. Him right there, he being racist or whatever. He would not come over here and help us. He keep helping all the white people. I was like, this is 2022. You need to take that racist shit somewhere else. I was like, because your white ass could get beat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people don't play like that. Like, so she's like, calm down. She's like, yeah, I understand. I understand. I was like, yeah, because where I'm from, I don't see this type of shit. She was like, yeah, well, I'm from Mississippi. Bitch, I don't give a fuck if this shit is normal to you. This is not right. He should not be, if he don't want to help black people, he shouldn't be working at Walmart. Go open your own fucking store and do your racist shit in your own property.
Yeah,
But
racist us.
not at a nationally, you know what I'm saying? Not when you're working at a store where all kinds of people are gonna come. So
Exactly.
you know who ended up helping me? Some white lady came from the back and came out. She came out specifically to help us and then went back. Like they
Oh
know
hell no.
like they know he's like that and it's okay, right? So at this point,
What's did you get his name?
no. And I'm mad because I didn't even record him. Like I didn't record him at all because I would have sent it to Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Like now if I call and complain, it's my word against his. But I was telling my auntie, I was just like, auntie, this is the first time in my life I have ever had to went through this. And I know it was racism because he looked at me and was just in his head. I guess he was like, "Bitch, I ain't helping you," and just kept going to. He didn't go to a Spanish person. He didn't go to another black person. He just kept going to white people. And I was just like, like
Let me tell you one thing. One
I
thing that
don't fool around.
I realized I went on a road trip with 6 of my friends. This is like 6 years ago, right? And when I went on this road trip, I realized that where we are, a lot of places that we are, we're the majority. But when you go other places, we're not the majority.
Mm.
And that was the
Yeah,
part that I didn't realize until you stay in other places for a little while. So probably that manager was probably like, okay, this is like a norm to her. And you like, nah, this shit not normal to me. But their way of, you know what I'm saying, dealing with it is not going to be like how we deal with the shit up here. Like the manager, like,
yeah.
you know
I
what I'm saying?
realized that.
The worst part is, right? The manager probably doesn't even acknowledge that as a norm as much as the fact that she acknowledges that it's nothing you can do.
I mean, she was black and she's a manager. Like you can pull him to the side, have a conversation with him, and let him go. He cannot display that type of behavior in
If
that
he
type of store.
white people,
Like
she'll be the
that's
manager next week.
look, that is blatant
Later.
discrimination right there.
Yes.
Yep.
Like I said, I support separatists. Support people that believe that their kind is better than others. I support people that don't want to deal with other races. I don't have a problem with that. But when you come into a public space, you leave that shit at home. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to deal with other races and other people, then you start your own company. You start your own business in your own town where people share your beliefs. That's how I move. Like I'm not gonna say, oh, he can't be. You could be racist on your own time, not in Walmart though. Not when I need help. No, no. We not on that. It's 2022. Like I said, it's certain racist white people that get beat the fuck up after work. Nigga, you gotta go home, okay? Like, don't be mistreating people thinking that you're unhinged or you're untouched because you're over 60 years old. Like,
So like me personally, do y'all realize there's an element to even television, right? Where on ESPN, the host of the shows is usually one black host, one white host. On the news is usually a panel and there's one black host, right? And then a white host. The shows that generally are all white, they're like the ones that kind of like have that long like Dateline. You're not gonna probably could you remember a black guy on Dateline at night? You know what I'm saying? But the reality of it is, America realizes that there are more people that are racist than not racist. And
Let me also
actually,
let you know, that's the case. But America also realizes that there's more longevity when you have a multicultural company. If you have more than one culture in your company, that company lasts longer. The longevity of it lasts longer. It ends up being, you know what I'm saying, one of those companies that last a longer time.
well, but the majority of the companies, they're not letting black people be a part of the longevity unless it's on the working level, the worker side. I mean, I know a lot of black people. I'm not the only person that's been told that they've been capped out at their job. They make already too much. They overqualified, which is or underqualified is even more probably what they hear. But let's just be real. When I was going to college, they was asking me about classes that I didn't even know existed, like calculus and trigonometry and things like that. I mean, come on now. One would say those are white classes. Some would say those are classes for advanced or smart kids. But why, if I watch a movie like a black high school movie, they're not talking about those type of classes and stuff like that. The culture is different. You watch a black movie, a black high school movie, there's some type of indication of crime. There's some type of indication of hyper over security at the schools. But you watch these white ones, it's like a college campus and they're in high school, grown, cars, coming and going as they please. So, I mean, look, the narrative is out there. We already know. We ain't going overnight. Nah.
Listen, no, I was considering moving to Dallas. That's really why I went to see what type of town it was. I love my auntie, my favorite auntie. I stayed with her. So she took me out and around and stuff like that. And I just after that, like I swear that happened. So my first day there, I got in a car accident. Somebody hit me from behind. Somebody dropped a tire. Like I had a bad experience in Dallas, y'all.
Wow.
15 minutes out the airport, I'm driving my rental car down the highway. Somebody drops a bad tire in the middle of the road. The car in front of me moves over to the right. There's two cars. I'm in the middle of two cars. I have to either stop so I don't run over the tire and flip the car, or like I don't know what I could do. So I tried to stop, and a dude in a F-150 hit me real hard from behind. Boom! Like
Mm.
within 15 minutes, like I saw my life flash behind my eye, but before my eyes, y'all. Like I was like, damn, oh my gosh. But I controlled the car well. It wasn't that much damage. Um, but the white officer, he was pretty nice. You know what I'm saying? The old white man that hit me, of course he was nice because he was like, I don't want no problems. I don't want to pay no check. But you know, I learned
Too
within
bad.
the second day I had the racist experience, and I was like, oh no, like I can't. I've been on this earth 35 years, y'all. Like I've never been through that, so I don't know how people deal with that type of racism in the South. Um, yeah, I don't know, but Dallas is definitely not the place for me.
Well,
And
Dallas,
and
y'all.
racism still exists, y'all. And somebody was like, "Oh, you like Trump? He's the reason they're so blatant with it." I said, "Oh no, no, no! Don't blame Trump for his personal behavior. This is George Bush state, okay? So let's get that right there."
Oh, so they're trying to say like you deserve it or you should be cool with it because you're a Trump supporter, huh?
Yeah, basically.
Why do people now? I really don't want to hear nobody give me an explanation on this, but I don't recall Trump ever coming out saying he was racist. People that are super rich, like racism is a thing. If he was racist, would there be an Omarosa?
Well, they said, remember when he was trying to get the, I don't know what you call them, was it the 4 or the 5 in the park that supposedly that white lady said they did something to her or something. What was the name of that
Yeah,
movie?
yeah.
So back then he ran the campaigns to have to give them the death penalty. So because of that, they feel like he don't like black people. Also,
Oh,
they said
oh.
that a few other things he did made him racist. Now, people
He
need to
doesn't
learn.
like rape, pilgrimage, and stuff like that. Maybe he didn't have all the facts, but who does like rape and crime? Who accepts crime in this earth? Then you need to step away from me. Hello.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between being a racist and a separatist. A separatist is for their race. Like if you're pro black and you only want to support black businesses and you can live in an environment with all black people and be fine with it, you don't care to mix with other races, you're a separatist. A racist is someone that basically wants to cause harm to someone simply because of the color of their skin. That's how I look at it. Like, or you do negative things, or hurtful
Yeah,
things to someone because of their race. But simply liking your own race and thinking your race is the best, and how you want you don't mind being around nobody but people that look like you,
that's bigotry,
that's no, that's separatism.
and that's cool. I mean, look, like
Because
honestly, to me,
you don't hate another race. You don't dislike other races. You love your own, like just like with pro black people, you love your own self. You want to see more of you flourish. You don't care to mix. You don't care to buy from Asians or buy from Arabians. You'd rather buy black. You don't care to go into white neighborhoods. You're rather building your own community. You'd rather stay around your own people. It's nothing wrong with that.
yeah, I mean, no, it's totally nothing wrong with that. But I don't see that in Trump either. I don't see none of these current. I don't see none of these traits in Trump that they decide that they put on it. I mean, this is just me personally. I've seen racist people, and me personally, I've learned how to deal with racist people head on. You know, have you dealt with any racism, J Money?
I mean, I feel like I deal with it on a basis, but sometimes I'm put in situations where it's not only racist. It's like I'm in awkward situations. Sometimes I'll be the only male in situations. So then it'd be like I can't tell if it's they're being racist or it's just because I'm the only male. You know what I'm saying? Like it might be all white women and then me working the, you know what
Or
I'm saying, position, or I'm somewhere volunteering And I'm not sure if they just telling me to do this because I'm the only black dude or because I'm the dude. You know what I'm saying? So certain situations I can't tell. But no, I was saying that from
Sexism.
my experience in Texas. Yeah, when I was in Texas, I was with, you know what I'm saying, some white women, and I couldn't tell if they was just asking me to do it because I was the man in the situation or because I was black. But you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, I kind of just dealt with it head on. You know what I'm saying?
It's how they ask.
It's how they asked. But I'm gonna tell you, there was there was a situation when I went out of town with my friends. This is 6 years ago. When I went out of town with my friends, man, we just stopped at a Wendy's and we weren't welcomed there. You know what I'm saying? That's about as simple as I could put it. We weren't welcome there. And I didn't realize
Yeah.
until they was like, man, nah, J Money, they got us fucked up. And then I looked and I'm like, nah, we fucked up. Let's roll. Like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Fuck whatever we was getting from Wendy's. Let's go somewhere else. Because at that point, when they came outside, all of these white boys were showing their guns. And on the back of their trucks, they got shotguns and shit. And so once I seen them going to get the shotgun, I was like, yeah, it's time for us to go, bro. Like, we out of town. In the run.
I was up there. I was up there going towards Calvert County, Maryland. You know, Pennsylvania Avenue. Car ran out of gas. Wasn't my car, so I'm not embarrassed to tell this story. Driving with my brother, car ran out of gas. We ended up walking to a gas station, and that's where things got weird. Because we went in, bought a gas can, got gas, and the police officer pulled up on us and asked us, what are y'all doing in my town? I automatically knew we had ourselves a problem. You know? So I knew what the time it was when we told him that the car broke down, we were just getting some gas. He said, I don't think that's going to be enough gas to make it out of this town. Get another gas can. He bought another gas can, gave us money, and said, fill this up and hurry up and get out of this town. I ain't never been more worried about a white person than the way that they was trying to get us out of Dodge than that day. And I think that was the one time that I truly understood that, yeah, some places we just don't belong. Yeah. But while I was on tour, I went to Louisiana, and they gave us a car, right? I'll never forget this to my death. They gave us a car, and before they say, you know, like, give us the keys, they said we have to give you a tour of areas and streets that you cannot turn down. And immediately I asked, why can't we turn down them? And he said, because you're black. If they see you, they will kill you. So this was about, 7 years ago, maybe? So I totally understand that there's just places and things that we can't go, and there are places and certain things that they can't go. I mean, if we see a white person walking around Forest Creek or around Bury Farms, we're going to assume they're shopping or snitching.
Yeah. No, that shit had me like I wasn't walking around in Dallas. Like even when at my auntie house, like I ain't smoke in the house. So of course I'm like, I should take a walk in here. I was like, fuck no. I'm not walking and hitting no J nowhere. These motherfuckers, no, fuck that. I'ma stay safe. I'm trying to get my black ass back home. Yeah, I was not walking around that motherfucker. No, I'm in the car and I know where I'm going. Because isn't Dallas where that boy got shot at? For jogging. I forgot his name. The boy that was jogging, and those white men pulled up with the truck.
Shoot, I can believe it. Texas is also where they drugged the dude by the truck.
What the hell was his name? And they say he went in an abandoned house. They said they were accused.
No, that was Georgia. That was Aubrey.
No, but something like that happened in Texas. Something.
It did. They tied the one in Texas. They tied the jogger up and dragged him from the truck.
Oh.
The one in Georgia, he was jogging and he went into an abandoned house.
Okay.
And they pretty much followed him out the house and shot him. And now those guys is doing some time, but who knows how much time they actually made it.
I ain't fucking with Texas. Yeah. Nah, I'm not even gonna say I'm not fucking with Texas. It's Dallas. Cause Houston, I had fun in Houston. Probably because I was only partying. I wasn't like, you know.
Well, Houston gotta be Houston has to be black. There's way too much promotion of it in rap music for it to be racist. I'm sorry, y'all. If somebody tell me Houston is racist, I'm gonna have to talk to Megan, Bun, B, Star.
my auntie husband, he's from Dallas, and he told me, he was like, "Oh, if you think this is something, shit, Houston ain't no better." I was like, well, I've been to Houston. I had fun. I ain't had no racist encounters, but then I was also only doing nightlife in Houston. I wasn't there during the week, like during a
Hey,
Monday and a Tuesday going to Walmart and shit. Like, so it's a whole
I'm
different
sorry.
ball game.
I'm sorry, y'all, but we black. Any 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 city, state, town, place that has sheriffs, we should be afraid of. If they don't got police around, we should be afraid. That y'all say sheriffs, yeah, be afraid,
Yeah,
guys.
I've been to Austin, you know what I'm saying, for the South by Southwest, and I've been to Houston, but like my first time going to Dallas was a few weeks ago. But like what I was doing, it wasn't really a situation for me to run into any racist encounters. Like it's been times I traveled, and I think just the situation I was in, I didn't run into racist encounters. You know what I'm saying? It depends on what you're doing when you out and about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shit could definitely happen. Like,
Well, I did go to the showcase, y'all. I went to a showcase out
mm-hmm.
there in Dallas. It was similar to the ones we have at home.
Yeah,
Um, it was only a few performers. I was having a great time. I think Dallas is just not for me. I was having a great time, y'all. A great until I decided to order some food. Now the menu says 6 wings and French fries for $9.99. So I,
yeah.
I asked the girl, I'm like, can I order some food? She's like, oh, I think he's closing the kitchen, but let me see. So she goes in the kitchen and she brings out some food for some people. And then she comes to me and she's like, yeah, he said, he about to close the kitchen, but he'll do it for you for $15. So I said, $15. It say $10 right here. Like, what the fuck is he smoking crack? She's like, yeah, I don't know. I was like, yeah, nah, that's not gonna work. Tell him like it's $10 on the menu. So she goes back and then she comes back and she's like, well, he said he got some wings left over. He'd do it for $10. So I'm like, okay, all right, cool. Me personally, I'm thinking I'm getting wings and French fries.
They
Yeah,
only
like
bought you the wings.
This bitch brings me 3 wings and charges my card $10.
You pay, huh?
Right, because I didn't open the container yet. I didn't open it and look at it first. I just was like, oh, thank you, because I'm grateful. I'm thinking he everything right. I give her the card. I opened my container. I see those 3 wings. I'm like, this is when I was like, hey, snapping my fingers. Hey, come here. What the fuck is this? Oh, this is what he, oh no, tell that motherfucker give me my money back. If he not gonna give me my food correctly, give him my money back. Black person.
Of course.
You don't understand what I'm saying? Just irritated the hell out of me. Like, y'all think because I'm from out of town, y'all finna work me? Like, I'm about to cuss y'all ass the fuck out. Like, so I got my card. She showed me the refund and I just left. I didn't even network because I was so mad. I was like, fuck these people in Dallas. Mind you, that's the same day I had a car accident. So at this point,
Nah,
I'm like, if it wasn't for my favorite auntie that I went to go see, I would have been out of that day, out of there the second day. Like that place
Dallas
is
did you
just
bad. Dallas
man,
did you bad.
man.
Dallas did you bad.
I didn't even go take a picture of the football stadium. I was trying to get the fuck out of there. I was like, man, fuck the Cowboys, man, fuck
Yeah,
Dallas, like
yeah,
fuck these
yeah.
crackers down here because I'm going back home. And I'm glad I made it home. Like my mama made me some breakfast yesterday. Like everything was
hey,
good. Like I came home, my dog missed me. Like yeah, I'm like
Well,
yeah.
well, so while you on the road, how long you been on the road now?
I was on the road for 9 days.
9 days, 9 glorious days. Your
Yeah.
city was invaded by one Chris Brown.
Yeah, I know. I missed that, but
You did. You missed it. Now let's talk about it.
I saw
Let's,
something better, so I'm not tripping off Chris Brown.
well, you know what? Like I'm going. I want to talk about your guys' fashion choice in a little bit, but let's talk about Chris Brown coming to the DMV and seemingly making about 20K on just photos because he was charging $1,000
Hmm.
for a meet and greet that had a photo attached to it.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
You think? Would
Um,
you?
I
Well,
I wouldn't pay 1,000. I probably would pay like 500 though, like for the meet and greet, because usually when artists come to the city, they already have that package. If you look, you could get a meet and greet package where
yep.
you come in early, you get like a souvenir, or you get merch, you get free merch. You get to choose your either you get to choose your seating, or if it's like an open floor type of thing, you get to get in front of the stage because you're there early. The bar's there, or I mean, the bar's open early. The food is there. You get to meet the artist. You get to say a couple words to them and take a photo. So I wouldn't pay $1,000 for Chris Brown.
Mm-hmm.
I probably wouldn't pay 500 for Chris Brown because I'm not like I like him, but I don't like him that much. But I probably would pay that for I don't know Gucci or Future.
Have you guys seen this photo? This is what her
Yeah.
$1,000 got her.
Yeah, I mean he probably
Okay.
called her after that. So because
Now,
that's the point of it too. Is like you get to like first impression is anything, right? So you get 2 minutes, maybe 1 minute, top 2 minutes to make an impression on your favorite artist. So
right.
it's all in what you say in that 2 minutes. If they're gonna look you up later, or if it's just like to them, you thinking it's just a passing. But sometimes people energies connect, and you never know. They might try to get their security to find you later. You tell them you're an artist. You tell them to check out your music. You tell them something, or you might sing while you're taking the damn picture, so they can just hear your voice. Like it's
Yeah.
your opportunity.
Look
It's
at the look at the hustle of Tanya Cash.
you gotta make the best out of it. Trust me. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing it. I wouldn't pay that much money. I mean, I wouldn't pay that much money for Chris Brown though.
All right. No, we gotta go there now. Now we gotta put it out there. J Money. Anybody you paying $1,000 to see? Before I ask Tanya Cash who she paid $1,000 to see.
Mm, I can't. I can't. Nah. Nah. I can't think
There
of
ain't
none.
no there ain't no celebrities female that can get you a stock out.
Nah.
Beyonce, you wouldn't even pay $1,000.
Hey, he capping. If Beyonce had a meet and greet, $1,000 tickets, yes.
I'm there.
Come on
And
now.
I don't even like her like that, but I would
And
even.
I'm gonna try to get one of those type pictures.
You
Hey,
can't do
I
that.
do believe. I do believe in making the best out of an opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
You'll
I
get
mean,
yourself in trouble.
I paid $1,000 to get in trouble. I'm gonna be in trouble
I'm
then.
gonna be in trouble.
And $1,000 Beyonce better pick me up and hold me too. Chris Brown has set the bar, right?
Mm.
Now, if I pay $1,000 to see any one of my favorite celebrities, I'm like,
Mhm.
uppies. You know what I'm saying? Uppies. The bar is set. Now we gotta know, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, when that's time to start doing our celebrity meet and greets, we gotta set our price right, y'all. That's that.
Mhm.
Now,
Yeah.
someone told me you don't think if Michael Jackson was around, people would have paid $1,000 to see him as well. Do y'all
Yeah.
think Michael Jackson would have wanted the? And I'm not. Don't y'all dare try to talk to me like he's 20-year-old Michael Jackson. He'd be 90-year-old Michael Jackson now, or 60-year-old Michael Jackson right now. A 60-year-old Michael Jackson with no hits since 1980s. Do y'all really think that he could charge $1,000 for a meet and greet? The fact that y'all really think that
I think
Y'all, Michael Jackson
not.
was doing that at
last
Neverland
time?
Ranch.
I wouldn't pay 1,000 for Michael, but
No, bro,
I would
you
pay
can't do that.
1,000 for maybe a Luther or
Luther,
yeah.
the karaoke singer.
I would pay 1,000 to take a picture with probably Luther or Diana Ross or somebody like, or even better, yeah, somebody up there like that.
The only person who could probably give me $1,000 picture is Pop, like right now, Pop, so I can sell that picture and let everybody know
But it
that I was
depends.
with Pop.
It depends on your money too, though. Like that's to some people that's nothing. Like it's like okay, all right, cool. It ain't like it's $5,000. I mean, but
There was someone that made that point, but if you're big enough of a fan of a person, you will go broke for that person.
Yeah, I mean, but like if I only got $2,000 in my bank account, I'm not gonna spend half of it for a fucking
I
picture.
mean, listen, let's just be real here, right? If Chris Brown told you he was coming to DC, let's say 5 months ago, right? You're an
Mhm.
avid fan, and you know the Chris Brown tour is starting in 2 months, and you know DC's on a tour. You start putting your ducats together. You start saving up a little $200 here, $200 there, too. And it's nothing really in that sense. To see your favorite star, or to see one of your favorite celebrities, or to
Mhm.
see someone that you really admire to, there really isn't a price tag on it as long as you're getting what you want out
Right.
of it.
Right. That's a fact.
I mean, look, in NFT world, who knows how much those pictures may sell for? They all one of ones, I guess.
Mhm. Yeah,
Mhm.
no, that was cool though. That was cool. The last time I seen Chris Brown, I don't even remember seeing him. I was so
Man, the
at,
last time,
at Bliss, I was so drunk.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. If y'all paying $1,000 for that dude, them jeans was rather baggy. That's not how we dress anymore. That
That,
outfit was a little questionable.
but yeah, no.
That was like like most of the artists nowadays they got this thing called drip check. You know what I'm saying? Chris Brown did not do a drip check before he went up to Bliss that night.
I think baggy jeans are in because didn't you see Uzi's baggy? He was trying to hold them joints up while he was performing.
Hey, did y'all not think Uzi looked a little weird? But I mean, yeah, those that was really punkish.
We call him Baby Kanye.
Who Uzi?
Mhm.
How did he earn that name?
Because he reminds people of Kanye with the weird antics.
Wow. Speaking of Kanye, since you brought him up, did you hear that he's done something that no other artist has done?
What is this?
I'm sorry, what? What did you say, J Money?
What, what is this?
Why? Why was it just such a disdain of hate though in your face? There was a like, there was a look of hate in your face that I had never seen before. I don't know why, but I just tell the stories like they come across. Okay,
Okay.
but
Wow.
Kanye West, the only artist right now to have 85 gold records.
Mm. How do you find out this and do you like type in like cool facts about Kanye or achievements by
What?
Kanye? Like
Nah,
how do you
he's on the
stay
Kanye West
updated
fan
with
page.
So like honestly, you
Oh,
can Google this. You can. I do have my Google alerts set for all trending, breaking Kanye West news. However, you guys can just simply Google things Kanye's done, no one else has done, and it will give you a lot of pages, an assortment of pages
okay.
that will have you going on. But actually, like this was big news, right? This
Mhm.
was big news. This was big news, just like the NBA YoungBoy news of having that breaking the record for gold and platinum records, right? Now, the thing about it is, I want people to understand something. Um, these feats are being done over time.
Mm-hmm.
Kanye West's newest album, Donda 2, which has not even dropped yet,
Mhm.
has already catapulted gold records on that project, and it's not even out yet.
Mhm.
Mind you, he's still achieving accomplishments and accolades from the record Stronger.
Mhm.
Now, y'all know I like to bring correlations to us indie artists and these mega superstars. It's like anything they can do, we can do too, right?
Mhm.
I mean, we can get 85 records gold. That's a Kanye West came on the scene. I say 97, 98 ish. A lot of people count when he started getting popping, but cool, whatever the case may be, early 2000s. That's a 20-year career of investing in records or someone investing in records. Um, the record Wobble by VIC. Do you all remember that record? Wobble it, wobble it, yeah.
He
Yeah,
got
I like that
it.
song.
Get in
I like
there.
Get in there, yeah, yeah. Well, you know that when he first broke that record, he was performing it for 5 years, and no one was wanting to get in there at all.
Yeah, yeah.
And that record made it to number 77 on the charts after its fifth year. A lot of you artists are losing focus of working a record and working records.
Mhm.
A lot of y'all really are not even making it an effort to remember a record. How many of y'all perform? And I know this is a thing that y'all probably see a lot. How many artists you see perform a record and then you see them the next day they perform a new records?
I see that all the time.
How does that make y'all feel if you don't get a record back when you come to see an artist?
So
J Money did that to me before, and I asked him specifically to perform the song, and he ignored my request.
I'm
J
I
Money
sorry.
was
guess I guess he had new music that he wanted people to hear, but I thought the song that I chose was a banger, and he should perform it everywhere he goes.
okay.
But he chose not to listen to me, and I mean, his performance was still great, but it could have been better had he played that song that I love so much. Thank you.
I'm not gonna lie to you. J Money Gibbs got a record that I told him the same thing. He don't listen. He don't listen. J Money Gibbs is in fact one of those artists that is in control of his own destiny. He doesn't listen to us, but he does at least have a set list. Like
Mhm.
he does at least understand banging a record into the audience's head from.
No, but look, Tanya, the only reason I didn't is because I played that song for 3 years in a row straight. Like I ain't performed no other songs but that one.
Okay.
So that's why that night I was
I
like,
mean, but
and then when I
y'all
went back,
see how he
back,
treat his
now look,
fans
I
though.
went back. No, look, I went back, and I asked the DJ, "Can I get some more time?" And you know what I'm saying, time ran out because you know what I'm saying, other artists had to perform and stuff. So I wasn't trying to over, you know
Mhm.
what I'm saying, overstep anybody else's time. Else
Y'all
I
see
would
how
have.
he treat his fans though.
Yeah,
Nah,
he
I asked
does.
the DJ
No,
though.
but J Money is one of those artists that comes into the show tunnel vision. He's like Uzi before he hit the stage in that video. He's like this. His tunnel vision all locked in until the show's over. So don't even try it. Me personally, I am one of those artists that like to do what we call a round the robin. I know y'all don't know what I'm talking about because that's one of my things that I say. But around the robin is you go everywhere until you're back. Now, when you come back, that's when you go back around the robin and you ask them, hey, you start saying if they know your songs, if they remember the song, if you start saying people from the last time, if they remember, if they like certain dance moves you did, certain parts of the song like better, you try to remember that, right? And then after that round of the robin, then you can decide on new sets. I am
Mhm.
not one of those people that believe that an artist should be touring for 3 years with the same record. I think that that's bad. But I am one of those artists that believe that you need to run a record's course until you present new music.
I agree.
Okay, okay, let me say this. Um, so let's say you have a 7 minute set, right?
Yes.
You choose one song or maybe half of a song. Okay, I don't know how I'm trying to say this, but success. I seen you do it.
Yeah.
I think when we was in Jersey, you had put I think it was like 3 or 4 songs in one like you I don't know how long your time was, but let's say you have a 7 minute set and you take 2 or 3 of those minutes and you compile your song. Like I guess 15 seconds to 30 seconds of each song within that first part of your set. And then the
Yeah.
last part of your set, you could perform whatever new record you have. I thought that was grand. Like I like how you did that because it gave the audience the time, like especially if you know some of the songs or you hit some of your fans' favorite songs. They're like, "Oh yeah, da 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 da. Okay, next song, da da da." You know, like, "Oh, that's my jam too." Da da da. Even though you're not giving them the whole song, you're still giving them like a glimpse, a hit of it. Like
Yeah.
a whiff of it. So I think
Yeah.
that would be. I think artists should try to try to do that if you can. That way you're getting more than just 2 songs out. You're getting actually 6 or 7 songs out within your allotted time slot.
Yeah,
but I mean,
I try to
also,
push that.
yeah,
Go ahead,
definitely.
Jay.
But also, as an artist, you got to make sure that you're asking your fans, like, what song did you want to hear? Because when you go see somebody, it's certain songs that you came out to hear. You hear them. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been listening to this joint on the. You know what I'm saying? I've been listening to this joint on the radio. I've been listening. It's on my phone. This is the song I came to
Yeah,
see him. And when they don't
yeah.
perform that, you gonna be disappointed. You like, I came. I thought you were gonna hit my favorite song, and you didn't hit it.
So like,
And
it's
you got.
crazy because when Juice WRLD first got popping, he got popping off Lucid Dreams, and a lot of people was coming out to see him perform that record, and was wondering, dang, I never heard Lucid Dreams. Why? Well, Juice WRLD had went to Sting and said, "Hey, this song is really popping. I'm really making it a hit. I want to keep performing it. Let's split the money." And he was told, "No, I want all the money." So now his fans were cheated because he didn't do his due diligence in the beginning and get clearance for a record. I got fans that still ask me, "Why don't we hear Bedroom? Why don't we hear Bedroom? Why don't you perform Bedroom anymore?" Because I didn't do my due diligence in the beginning before making a hit record. See, because like as an artist, we always think, "Oh, I'm going to make a record. I'm going to make a hit. I'm going to drop a hit." But the thing you never can ever anticipate for is that record actually being a hit. Actually, every radio station wanting it, and producers like, "Wait, that's my record," you know. And trust and believe me, in this industry, I think that it's like someone say, "Hey, like J Money, if you hear one of your kids yell, you be like, hold on, that's my daughter, that's my son." You know what I'm saying? And like, you know your kid's voice, you know your distinctness, right? So it's like when fans, we get to that point where our fans, they know what the distinctness is. So we have to try to, like, as artists, I think as indie artists, we have to try to make our distinction. It's sad because our distinction can't be the music anymore. And when you go to that level of trying to make it your look, you have to worry about someone else liking your look and making it the distinction. It's a race. It's a rat race. So as artists, like, as an indie artist, what is it something that you think that like artists need to start doing more to grab in the attention and keeping it from not just doing the same songs over and over again, but what are some other little tips and tricks that can make them more memorable?
It's a lot of things, and I tell artists this, like, even before they go to the show, or they, you know what I'm saying, they ask me about what they should do when they perform. Find somebody in that crowd, or find that person who's not paying you no attention, and rap directly to their ass, or sing directly to their ass, and make sure that they feel that shit. Or find somebody and look them dead in the eyes, and make sure that they feeling the words. You know what I'm saying? Like feeling the words that you're saying, especially if you have memorable words. And then also I try to tell them, like, sometimes not having too many words. Like if you go in the club, make it sing alongable, make it fun. They can be able to say, "Hey, with you," you know what I'm saying? Like let them say the ad libs or something with you, because even though you might not be able to say all Amigos words, you can sit up there and party with them because you can say the ad libs.
Yeah.
Woo, woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? Like do things like that can make it catchy or memorable. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. That's my suggestion to artists when they
Hey,
perform.
my question for you, Tony Cash. Let me ask you, what's worse, bad performance on a good song, or good song on a bad performance?
You mean good performance on a bad song or bad performance on a good song?
Mm-hmm. What's worse?
To me,
Yeah.
I don't care how many backflips you do, how many splits you do. If your song is trash, it's trash. I.e., not gonna say no names, but I mean, I don't care how much dust he throws on the stage. Every time I see him perform, I'm just still like,
Oh, hold
song
on.
is trash.
I know we're not gonna call him out on the show, but there's an artist throwing dust on stage like he LeBron
Everybody,
James.
yeah, fucked up my backdrop.
Yo, so there's one artist that J Money introduced me to, and he's going to get this for the rest of his life. But the guy walks around dressed like a genie. I mean, a full blown genie.
I didn't
a,
know. I didn't.
a genie?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. I didn't know.
Not Buzz
Because the girl told
Lightyear.
me.
A genie though?
Oh
A
man.
genie. Now listen, the Buzz Lightyear thing was hilarious. The Buzz Lightyear performance was hilarious, but the dude was dressed like a genie. He walked in my show, and I thought I had booked Abu Dhabi.
I didn't know.
Who is this? Oh my gosh! Send me his Instagram. His music
I,
is be hard. Is his music hard?
I don't know. I didn't listen to it.
I never heard it.
Like, first of all, like, I was waiting to get my 3 wishes. You know what I'm talking about? One of them wishes would have been that he changed his outfit. And the other one of them wishes would have been that he never walked out the house like that. And then I'm at my third and final wish, and I would have wasted it on something like, I wish that I'd have never seen that. You see what I'm saying? So artists do things like the baby and the pamper, for instance, right? We did it. A lot of people thought like, oh yeah, we knew him now. He got popping. But that's not why he got popping. Right? I mean, like, all the antics that we do, Megan Thee Stallion twerking all over the damn place, right? Would mean nothing if she wasn't actually selling records or getting her streams and following. None, like so I don't think that, for me, I prefer a great performance and a bad song, because I believe this: when you as a viewer go out of the house, you only there for one thing: a great show and a good time. I can't stand a performer that has a great song and I can't remember it because he's so boring or his outfit is so horrible, or whatever the case may be. I'd rather be walking out of the house singing because you gave me the latest performance and I remember your word, than to be like, yo, who was the dude that killed that song? The song was so like that, but he had on the baggy, he had on the overalls, he had on the genie outfit. Like, really?
See, I think those perspectives are different, because to me, if your song ain't catching me, like, I'm gonna be bored. I don't care what you do on stage. It's just, and it's not even going to play on our. So here we go with the radio play. If nobody can see your performance when your song is on the radio, so if you have a bad song and it's not making it to the radio, where are you performing it?
But, like, to be quite honest,
who's coming to see you?
To be quite honest, we in radio make songs hot. Make bad songs hot all the time.
I keep playing them.
Yep.
Right, but see, okay, all right.
We could.
We're gonna go down the
media could chose the narrative based on what they like. It seems like
a lot of it.
A lot of it. Like when I was starting to talk to a lot of the artists from the city. And they was asking me, like, why don't we have the radio stations? Why can't we do this? And why can't? And I started to really navigate through that. I was like, wow, y'all are right. The sound in the DMV is controlled by someone who's not from the DMV, someone who doesn't care about the DMV sound. When you talk about station in LA, LA's radio station owner is usually from LA. They're looking for the next big LA sound. A person in radio from New York is usually from New York. They're looking for that next New York sound. A lot of the people in the DMV are not from the DMV. So when they're looking for the next sounds, they're bringing a Chicago sound, an LA sound, an Atlanta sounding artist, a New York sounding artist to bring into our area and force it on us. But yet, our artists sound nothing like what's being forced on them.
Yeah,
that's true.
I think a lot of it comes from so like I say this, but I also want you to like look at how I'm saying it, right? Because DC, all right, if you look from the outside, people are like, DC doesn't have its own sound. But since I know that DC does have its own sound, its sound does not leave DC. You know what I'm saying? Like the DC sound does not leave DC, Maryland, or Virginia. It's not going past that. And like they used to do, like the DC to Atlanta and like and DC to North Carolina, and some
Yeah.
people from there used to like, all right, pick up on it, but talking in terms of talking about like this DC sound going anywhere towards the West Coast or LA or anything like that,
They're not
it's
trying to
not
hear that
never.
shit.
And yeah, they not trying to hear that shit. And it's been like that for whatever, 50 years. You know what I'm saying? Like how before since before I was born. You know what I mean?
Because DMV artists, we are chameleons.
They don't
Mm-hmm.
play New York music down south though. Not like that. Like your sound
No.
gotta be like kind of like a southern type of sound for them to
Midwestern, they play
yeah.
that. That's it. They
Mm-hmm.
don't play
They
no
don't
New York sound.
they
You know what
not
I'm saying?
playing upper east, northeast music down in the south
Mm-hmm.
or on the west.
Until you are a star, unless you're a star.
I mean, I wouldn't say that either.
And we hear the hell out of that Fivio dude.
Yeah, because we're on the upper east.
Well,
But if
down
you
here in
go,
Atlanta.
oh, okay, that's right. I don't know. Probably because he did the song with City Girls. I don't know, or Cardi B.
Exactly though.
Mm-hmm.
100%. You're
Mm-hmm.
100%. Affiliations from the north to the south is what gets you popping.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's why Jay-Z didn't have no problem making Big Pimpin' go crazy.
Hmm. Yeah, because then it opened people up to damn. Well, who's this?
What's
Who's
Jay-Z?
Jay? Uh huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's some real shit. That's some real shit. That's
Well,
definitely some shit.
like, we know that the south is kind of like the nucleus of what holds all of music together.
Hmm.
All of the mega stars. It's a shame because we look at music today. A lot of people won't go back to the '60s when it first started, when black people was real life making their ways out of Mississippi, real life making their ways out of Louisiana, real life making their ways out of small places in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? To make their sounds go other places. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I watched the Elvis Presley movie. Have you all seen that?
Mm-mm.
I didn't watch it. The new one, I got it right here, but I ain't watched it.
Now I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I felt a little uneasy with our people when their protests were. I hope in this Elvis movie they show Elvis stole our music.
Good luck with that.
Well, let me tell y'all something here. They actually did show that Elvis got his music from us. But
Okay.
let me ask y'all something. Who do y'all think in the 60s, in the 40s, in the 50s, they were going to let get up there and do it?
What you
Little
mean?
Richard.
No, Little Richard was after, right? Little Richard was
Little
after
Richard.
Elvis. So, I mean, like, and I mean, like, the thing about it is the Little Richard sound, all the blues and all that type of sound, even though it was always kind of good to black people, it wasn't accepted to the buyers, right?
Mm-hmm.
It had to take somebody to get into the buyer's face and give them that sound for them to say, hell, I don't care where it's coming from, I want it. You see what I'm saying? No one, I mean, let's just be real, no one was going to pioneer the blues movement to put it on a main stage for it to be acceptable. And I mean, like, just like in the blues era led to the jazz era, just like the jazz era led to the disco era and all that stuff, and the disco era eventually led to Grandmaster Flash and all them, and Cool Herb and Herc and all them trying to make, rap. The evolution of it.
Hmm.
So the thing is, why I say that is because DMV, who is the person? Yeah, I won't let anybody push your sound. I
Mm-hmm.
thought that, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I thought the closest to a DMV sound was Wale, making it mainstream. Still kind of like having that go-go flow, but over real instrumentals. That was what it was. Now it seems to be something totally different, another pace. I mean, like, J Money, you kind of have more of an original DMV flow than what these new rappers are doing today, call it a DMV flow.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know. I didn't know that till I was in the studio with y'all, and you was like, "Yeah, do that DMV flow." And I was like, "Oh, what the fuck is that? Like, it's a DMV flow." Like, I didn't
Yeah,
realize that it was. Never realized it.
I
Not
believe the
until maybe, what was that, a month
that
ago, or a couple weeks ago?
yeah, that DMV flow to me is all about catching the breaks, catching the beat, catching the pockets. Like, period. Riding with the I don't know too much. I don't know too many people that still do it today that are young, because younger artists are so Chicagoed out now. They all doing that Chicago sound,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot of people that's afraid to even. There's no real engineers anymore. There are no more engineers. Let's say that everybody can download their own laptop and do their own work and get their own beats and pick whatever beat they like. And there's no more engineers. You know, that I did. Someone told me that they. I say, yo, you gonna get your record mixed? He says, I'm just gonna send it to Lander. And
What's
I
that?
said, Lander is a mixing and mastering software website company that just lets you send them your MP3, and they send you back what is supposed to be a cleaner, mixed and mastered version.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I don't know who told that guy that that's how things is done, but it just don't work that way.
Hey, I'm,
You
I'm
know,
I'm so upset because I've used that before in the past.
Lander,
Yeah,
you can't call yourself serious if you've never used Lander. You've
right.
had to try it. Everyone have listen.
Everybody had to try.
If you've never tried it, when it first came out, of course, if you hadn't tried it when it first came out, you wasn't even trying. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
$10 to see about getting a record mastered, another $10 to see about getting it mixed and mastered, $20, and you got a mixed and mastered record. Why not? But that's just not how it works, y'all.
All they did
Mm.
was all they did was I can't even explain what they did.
All I
If
did
you
was put some effects on top of your stuff.
threw like a EQ over the whole instrumental, and then they would like EQ the bass and your voice, and that'd be it. And you like,
I ain't gonna
okay,
lie. This is not the way to go.
Well, since we're talking about music and mixing and mastering, actually really mixing, what do you guys think of DVSN's new song, If I Get Caught?
Who?
DVSN, he's the one who was doing them songs with Ty Dolla Sign and
You don't know who that is?
Nah. So I'm currently working on my new album. I don't know nothing new right now.
He's old to me though. He's been out for a while. If you're not into R&B kind of sorta, then
he's
you
an
probably
R&B guy.
wouldn't. Yeah, he's an R&B guy.
Okay. Yeah, and it's sad, yeah, because I'm a whole Murray man and I'm not in the R&B.
Mhm.
Yeah, but he got a song called If I Get Caught. Basically, if he get caught cheating, I guess stick around. I don't know.
When in 2022, is that even like, I mean, come on, right? That's like something that everybody should be always thinking about, I guess, now. Like, this world, there's no loyalty no more. What
Mhm.
is that? What is loyalty anymore? Like, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This new world order is wild.
Mm.
Yeah,
But do you
it is.
think relationships should end simply because of infidelity?
I think that it should end off the continuous infidelity, yes, but off of infidelity, of course not. It can't.
And what do you mean continuous? Like within a year or sporadically? When you say
Yes, but
continuously, do you mean like back to back, or do you mean like sporadically continuously?
I mean, anytime after one, or anytime after the first time that it was done, or the first time you got caught, anytime afterwards, it's like, all right, this motherfucker don't get it. Either I didn't do something right, or she didn't do something right, but somebody got to step up and make this shit right. And trust and believe me, it ain't gonna be the passive. Keep on being passive. I think that relationships is like anything, just like your job. You feel me? If your boss allows you to come in late and doesn't say something the first time, then you're gonna come in late again. If he doesn't say nothing, you be like, I'll get there when I get there. Then one day that boss is gonna come to you and say, look, you can't keep coming in late. And you saying, I've been coming in late. What's the problem now? Well, now that they've addressed it, it's a problem. You have the decision in your court to say, I'm gonna come in late, or I'm gonna go ahead and try to get there on time. Right? Once you decide to do that, you're now saying to that other person, the ball is in their court to do whatever they want to do.
J Money, what you think?
I mean, I kind of agree. Hold on. So say what you said again, Sixxcess. You said the ball's in their court.
Yeah, like if I've addressed to you that I don't want you coming in late, and you still do it afterwards because you want to do it, you're letting me know I need to do what I got to do. Because you're going to do what you want to do.
You hear me?
About cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said, my question was, is there a problem with cheating? He said, yeah,
Hold
if
on,
it's continuous.
You can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you fine.
Yeah, can you hear us?
You're still ugly.
Can you hear us?
No, he's currently frozen and ugly right now. But that's okay. No, like
we're having a storm up here, so y'all bear with us. I'm glad it ain't hit me yet, but I understand because we had a thunderstorm and I thought the power was gonna go out again, but it didn't. But I mean, okay, so my next question about cheating is, if your partner cheats, right, do you stay with them and shut up about it, or do you complain? And if you complain, should you just leave? If you can't shut up and move on with it, should you just leave?
I believe this. This is my belief. The person that you're with has all power to be complaining. If you're the one that cheated, it's your job to ease those complaints. It's not the person who's the complainer job to ease those complaints, right? It's your job to let them know and to assure them that it will never happen again, to earn back the trust that you're looking for. So when you tell a person to accept me back for my flaws or whatever the case may be, you're only asking them to accept you back. Once they accept you back, you kind of are subjected to however those terms are with you going back. I mean, like, the person that's taking you back is never the person that has to make adjustments to life. Because at the end of the day, if you've cheated, you've already said something I don't like. If you go back, you're saying there's something I can't be without. And I believe that if you're one of those people that can cheat and say that I need to go back because it's something I can't be without, you need to spend the rest of your life focusing on that which you can't be without, as opposed to focusing on what you were looking for.
My bad, I lost connection. But now, when you were saying the ball's in their court, I feel like at the end of the day, if that person cheated and they feel like I don't feel like you need to be in a relationship if you feel like you still want to do hoe shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that you need to be able to communicate with your partner or in a relationship. Like, if you're going to your job or you were going to your job late because you're working another job, obviously that other job is more important.
You know
what I'm saying? Like, if I'm 3 hours late for one job and the manager's like, man, why you keep coming in late? I'm like, man, I'm sorry. That's like cheating in a relationship. So how can you do both? So that's what, when you saying the ball's in your court, like, I feel like, nah, it's
as you're human.
No, when I'm saying the ball is in your court, what I'm saying is, like, as the manager, you know what I'm saying, as the person that's being cheated on. Like, you're no longer, if someone cheats on you 2 times, 3 times after you've already addressed it, if they cheat on you 1 time after you've already addressed it, for you as the person that catches the person cheating, you are now in full control of what happens from there on out. And that person that goes back is subjected to whatever you do. I mean, if I cheat on my wife and she takes me back, I can't say to her, damn, don't talk about it, leave it alone, I don't want to hear about this, right? if that lasts me 5-10 years, if 10 years down the road she be like this, well, you know what happened last time you went out. And like, damn, that was 10 years ago. Don't matter. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't matter. Those wrongs that
No, it does matter. I feel like if you can't let it go, if you can't forgive and let it go, then you shouldn't be with that person. If you're going to
I
harbor those
mean,
same feelings because it's annoying, that's what's going to push the person to cheat again. They might
so
be on their best behavior, trying their best for like 3-4 years, and you still nagging them about that one mistake they made. Well, fuck it. Let me add another mistake to it. You're
I
going to keep
I
complaining anyway.
I
all right.
agree about harboring, but I don't think that I agree about harboring, but I don't think a person letting you know that they didn't forget is harboring.
All right. So when you have a job, they give you a probation period, right? And if you
Yeah.
show up to work late or you show up a no call, no show or whatever during that probation period, what happens?
You get
You're
fired.
fired. You're fired, right?
Yeah.
So that doesn't mean that since this probation period is up, I'm gonna show up late or show up no call, no show. Or is that what that means? You know what I'm saying? Like the same thing in relationship. Like when you start off this relationship, it's a probationary period. Like you got to build trust. You got to, you know what I'm saying? You building shit up. And a part of that trust in that relationship is what they're doing. If they haven't infidelity with other people. So if that does happen during that probationary period of the relationship, they fired, right? So what makes
Yeah.
that okay? What that makes that okay later on in the relationship if it wasn't okay during the probationary period?
Well, because in a probationary period, the only difference between a probationary period and longevity is in a probationary period, long term goals are not established.
Mhm.
Not until that period is over, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So then,
And even still in that, obstacles have not been met either usually.
okay,
So like you gotta think about like cheating or doing something disloyal to your partner is not the end of a relationship. Showing your partner that you're not willing to fix things and could
that,
stay on a path is the,
I agree. I agree.
I mean like if like I say, like if I start showing signs, if every night, if when I got caught cheating, every night I was up all night, sneaking out the house, running to the stores, and whatever the case may be. If I don't do these things for 10 years straight because I'm trying to now fix something or make something right, or if I change these narratives because I was only doing them obviously because I was cheating, if in 10 years these patterns start to come again, it's not a harboring thing for your partner to ask you or to remind you, yo, you were doing this 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let me find out we back here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in any relationship that's long standing, there's going to be plenty of times when people that are not in relationships have left.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they're not in relationships.
Yeah.
I mean, so and those will be the people that be like, yo, you crazy. I would never do that. I would never stand for that. And it's like, yeah, well, that's why we've been together 12 years or 20
Mhm.
years or whatever the case may be, 40 years. Well, I can't stand the people that think that their grandma and grandpa never argued.
Mhm.
Right.
You know, it's like, my granddaddy never did that. You
Yeah.
found out, hey, grandma and granddaddy had some problems too.
Yeah.
You know, so no, I think that ending relationships is a very powerful thing that one has to do in their life. That
Mhm.
not only means this me and this person are over, but it's like me and this person's core, and my core is over as well. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And a lot of those times in today's world, that's a lot easier to happen because everyone is, oh, she's fine. Are you trying to meet up? I'll buy. You want to go somewhere? You want to go out for drinks? Y'all don't know each other's friends. You don't know each other's circles. But back when I started relationships, it was always I got in my relationship in the before cell phone era. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Where it's
Right.
like, yo, you got your girl coming over? She got a friend? You
Mhm.
know, like, and you click, you stay together, and it's meaning like that. But now in today's world,
It's fucked up.
bro, people can. I know two dudes that were talking to the same girl, and I thought that was just a song.
Mm.
You know, like so like when we really think about the times and how times have changed, we kind of can't put old weight on ourselves.
No.
Like we can't put old weight on ourselves. It's just like eat relationships and anything in life is all the same. Me and J Money can't be out there John like, oh my God, I didn't sell 1 million records. I gotta be done. I didn't sell 500 units. I need to kill myself like fucking the Temptations and them was doing when they couldn't sell records. They was getting drunk, and back in the day, drunk and off themselves in parking lots. We don't have that same pressure no more as people to do what we had to do years ago to cope and deal anymore.
Yeah.
So, a person can say, 20 Bellows got on this show and was happily saying, I never sold any music. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? But still would call itself a legend of the DMV sound or the DMV movement. You see what I'm saying? That's the type of world, because where he come from, the time frame that he came from, he is a legend. Because it's about starting. It's about being a pioneer. But in today's world that we in, if you ain't moving no units, then what really are you?
Let me just say something too about that, because I was very upset. I saw one of my followers post a Grammy award on their fucking page. Please stop fucking lying. Stop lying about it because you're winning. Stop lying about, you know what I'm saying, like stuff you're doing.
Are you challenged? Are you saying he didn't get the Grammy, or she didn't get the Grammy?
What I'm saying is, this is not real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand Photoshop. No, I don't even want to put them out there, but I do understand Photoshop and things like that. But it really does hurt that, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are really out here doing things, and you know what I'm saying, you're affiliating yourself with Grammy Academy and Grammy Award winners, and you're not. It's not fair and it's not right. So I'm just saying, if you are going to put any accolades or anything on yourself, at least let them be true. If you didn't make the numbers, show the numbers that you didn't make. And say you're trying to work on it. But you know what I'm saying?
It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
So I can't put Grammy nominated in my bio.
Go ahead.
So I gotta delete this photo.
Yeah.
Are you telling me I gotta delete that photo? Oh, hold up. Don't tell me I gotta get rid of this one.
I can't take no more.
For the record, y'all. For the record, this was me. This was me in 2020, back at the Grammys after I had won 20 of them things. So I walked away with 20 that night. Now, you are right, though, J Money. A lot of people are forgetting that we can fact check. You know, like, we can fact check accolades. And but I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I did that a while ago, because I was saying that. I was like, wow, people real live out here, like, I'm with the Grammy Award now. I'm with the Grammys. I'm with the Recording Academy, or I'm an A&R. I've never said I was with the Grammy Recording Academy or an A&R. I've never said that. That is just like, man. That's a no-no.
Like, sometimes it's called taking it too fucking far. That's just too far. That's too far. Like, don't take it too far. I understand people who be stretching it, and you're like, oh yeah, I was okay. You don't
call it manifest. It's called manifestation nowadays. Did you see my post where they say they have replaced praying with manifesting?
You said replace what?
You've replaced prayer with manifestations.
Mm-hmm.
And God with the universe.
No, I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I didn't agree with it either, but that's what's happening.
I agree with the first part of it.
Yeah. We've definitely that is definitely being done a lot. Now people, instead of praying, we're gonna go get it. We're gonna make it happen. Gotta get it. It's a real real weird world that we live in now that we can't keep on holding. I think that what's happening is old people hold us to their time all the while trying to entertain our time. If you know what I'm saying, it's like y'all know the internet wasn't around with that time that y'all was talking about. Pick up a book then. If you want to talk to me about the times, go buy you a good old black and white TV. Stop using our technology. Don't use your Fire Stick. Still go into the movie theater and get your popcorn like everybody else. You know, like I mean, I want people to go back to doing these things because at the end of the day, we're in a new world, and if you're not willing to accept the new world, the new way of doing things. Unfortunately, we're not going backwards to appease you guys. Music is not going to go back to hip hop, hippity hoppy, and don't stop the boogie to the boogie so you can rap along.
You're not moving backwards.
We're not moving backwards. Relationships are not going. You guys got to stop. You know, the one thing that I'm ready to stop people. I'm ready to hear all of you super manly straight guys stop trying to diss other straight guys for just living. If a man want to watch P Valley, let that man watch P Valley. I mean, we gotta stop. We gotta do a whole new reset on. We're in a new mentality, but we got the old people putting old mentalities in our head, and it's kind of like making everything all confused. Because see, I'm at that fine line, right? Where it's like you could be old enough to be called sir, but young enough to still be asked for your ID when you go buy some roll-ups. You know, I'm at that fine age. It's a fine line. So I'm starting to see things a little differently. And I like, you know, one day I caught myself turning old. I caught myself being old. I was like, that's too loud. Why y'all doing that? Why you dressed like that? What are y'all wearing? Who comes out the house like that? You know, I was all grumpy and old for a whole day, and I realized, dang, it is what it is.
Yeah, but we all know why it's like that.
It's because we're back?
No, it's the government.
Everything is the government.
Yeah, they brainwash, you know what I'm saying? They brainwash every generation to be fucking weird. You know what I'm saying? Like each generation gets weirder and weirder. And it's not our fault. That's just how it's supposed to be. Because by the time we get to that age, we're going to say, man, back in our day, you're not going to be able to say back in our day if they don't make these weird ass changes. So the shit going to
I ain't going to lie. The Jetsons look more and more real every day.
Every day, right? They
just don't understand. We just don't understand. I already told you, already know, Jay, buddy. My goal is to live like a Chinese man, one of them little Japanese houses that does everything for us.
Bruh, that shit. That shit. I just think that nowadays, what we do need to do is establish generational wealth, because now we're training our kids to believe that they have to go to college so they can pay back student loans and get a job and work, instead of saying, like, you can have your own business at 12 years old, or you can have your own business at 14 years old doing hair or selling lip, you know what I'm saying, lip balm, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever that is. Like, really creating that generational wealth. Like, even how you was talking about, like, man, it's great to get the kids into the music early and teach them the music the right way so they know the business. They know their paperwork. Before they're 18, they know how to do their paperwork.
I would never co-sign eliminating education, because everybody that goes to college don't end up in debt. If your kid does it the right way, because we have to say this, because that's what now we're pushing to the kids. Oh, if you go to college, you're just going to end up with debt and nothing else. Like, no, if you're smart enough and if your parents coach you right enough, you'll get you can earn a scholarship or earn grants. You don't have to go to college and be in debt. You just have to do it the right way. So let's just emphasize that part.
I'm not ever saying I'm not ever putting down the education. Like, I'm never saying nothing's ever wrong with learning. I don't care how old you are.
I'm pro education. So
yeah, if you want to learn. Yeah, no, I'm not ever saying don't.
I'm pro choice, y'all. I'm pro choice. I mean, like, me personally, I don't support education. I don't denounce education. I don't support religion. I don't denounce religion. You know what I'm saying? It's to each its own in everything that we do. I mean, listen, I'm a firm believer in YouTube University. So I obviously believe that you never should stop learning. You should never stop educating yourself and nothing you do. I mean, this podcast is education.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no,
Yeah.
we need to change the generation because all right, we'll look at it like this: other races have their kids when they turn by the time they turn 18, they already have a trust fund
Trust.
from what
Yeah.
a trust fund. They have this set up. We
Yeah.
need to be able to do the same thing. We need to be able to be like, all right, cool. At this point, I know that this money is going toward my kids' education. If it is your kids' education, my kids' education. I know by the time they're
It's
18,
sad
you have
though.
$50,000 for college. You know
Let
what
me
I'm saying?
tell
Like,
you. Let me
No,
tell y'all.
setting things like that up, I think is
the,
really important, and I think it's just a demeanor of not teaching these things. I didn't learn these things until like 3 years ago in my life, and I wish I would have learned these things as a teenager or when I was younger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
but the things that you were taught, right, by
Mhm.
your parents and your other people that mentored you or brought you up were to
Mhm.
keep you, unfortunately, as a black man
Mhm.
alive to today,
Mhm.
right? I mean,
All
like,
right.
just imagine the beauty that a black father getting up to teach his kid how to survive and how to, make it to be a grown black man in America. That is like giving your child a white kid financial literacy. It's like, bro, that's the best thing I can do for my black kids to make sure he don't end up in the system or dead.
Mhm.
Shit. White people don't have to think of that. They don't have to say, I gotta teach my kid to make sure that he don't wear his pants a certain way or he gonna be slammed on the ground. I gotta make
Mhm.
sure.
wait a minute. Yes, they do.
No, no.
No, they
They,
try to not raise their kids to be spoiled drug addicts. Like white people go through stuff with their kids too. It's just not our issues. You understand what I'm saying? But
yeah.
they still white people still have things to worry about with their kids. It's not like, oh, I had a kid, my kid's gonna be perfect just because he's white. I mean,
Nah, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, if in school I have to take math, English, read math, English, and science to graduate, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
In school, they may only have to take math, English, and they may get a special one, like who knows, gym, whatever the case may be. You,
Sign language.
yeah, sign language, or their classes and stuff like business management, marketing, and stuff like that. Like what
No,
I learned in the 8th grade.
that's on the economic level though. That's not even a race thing. That's more on the economic level because if your parents make a certain
Oh,
amount of money, then you go to a certain type of school. I was telling somebody that in third grade, we had to take sign language. And he was like, well, damn, what kind of school you went to? And I was just telling him,
Mhm.
like, where I live, my people's had money. So I went to a school out in Montgomery County. And that's where in third grade, we fucking learning
Mhm.
sign language and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's but if I was when I was in DC public schools, like shit, I ain't learned none of that. I ain't even learned Spanish until I had to in high school. But it's also I think it's more
but
economic than race
oh,
driven when it comes to
one hundred
what our
percent,
kids are learning, what our kids have access to. That's
one
why
hundred percent.
if the parents are more in control. That's why I mostly if you're most of the time when kids run astray, if it's before they're 18, then you have to look at the parents because it's your job to guide and place your kid where it's best for them to be.
True, that's 100%. But you also have to understand something is this: there were trade offs that you didn't get, right? There were trade offs that you didn't get that black kids or other black kids that were less fortunate got because
Mhm.
they had to get that. So it's like now what you'll act when you will see a black person doing something or living a certain way, where it's like to you it's foreign,
Right.
because that trade off and where you may didn't get walk on the side, walk down the street etiquettes. You may didn't get that how to move in the streets or how to move in your neighborhood etiquettes. So yeah, you may have been afforded the luxuries of your parents moving you to get sign language or smarter classes, but then you was worried about the black eye.
No,
Here's like
the thing about me, unfortunately, I had the best of both worlds. Like I did live in the projects and went back to DC public schools, and you could tell the difference from me personally. Like when I got back to DC public schools, I literally didn't have to go to school for 2 years because I was so advanced education wise from coming from Montgomery County. So like
Yeah.
I would show up on test day and simply pass, but then I also learned the street ways. So I feel like honestly, it's
How
up
do you,
to the parents to provide. Like it's not a white. Let's not make it a white black thing when it comes to access to certain education and stuff like that. It's really the parents and their economic status. If you're poor,
but
your
that's
kid
a
is
black
going
and
to go
white
to.
thing.
No, it's not because there's rich black people that
The rich black people are
who kids
anomalies.
who kids no, okay, well let's not say rich, let's say middle class. There's a lot of middle class black people who send their kids to like Carroll or send their kids to private schools or their kids go to because the parents work hard to make the money to afford and award their kids a better education or just better living in general.
But the thing is this, but if the statement has to start off with there are parents that make money and can send their kids away, then there is the problem. Because the reality of it is that's the bigger gap than anything.
There's
Parents that make money and parents that don't make money.
But we were saying white and black, and there's a lot of poor white people. You haven't have you been to Kentucky and West Virginia? There's some poor white people, white kids that don't even go to school, that are literally illiterate. And that's not a color thing. That's all
No,
I'm saying. All I'm
no,
saying is don't
we
say
get
just because
that.
they're white, they're getting better education. Because
No,
that's not true.
no,
That's
but that is a
wrong.
fact. No, that is a fact. We're not going to go into the slums of Kentucky and compare it
What
to the
about
city. No,
Idaho,
I'm
South
not gonna I'm not
Dakota,
gonna I'm not gonna compare
Nebraska?
I'm not gonna compare a country to a big city. I'm not gonna compare a country a small town or a small place to a big place. I'm gonna compare small places to small places and big places to big places. Let's just be real. If you take that same little country in Kentucky where the white people are struggling, it don't look the same as the little small black town in Georgia where
That's
they're struggling.
true.
And it's
There's
not the
more
same.
white people than black people. So if there's poor white people and there's poor black people, there may not be more poor white people than black people. What I'm saying is it's damn near close. So
But
you can't say that just because like I want us black people to take accountability because I'm tired of hearing, oh no, they got it better, they got it. But no, your parents need to do better. If your parents do better, your life will be a lot easier. If us as parents, if we do better, your kids' lives will be a lot easier. Depending on where you move them to. You cannot say that you work hard, you make a certain amount of money, and your kid just still can't get the education that they need. Like that doesn't make sense.
but the reality of it is a parent that works hard and makes money, the first thing they're doing is moving out of those situations from those people that can't.
What's wrong with that?
That's they become the anomalies.
No, but then that means that if they're able to do it, so are the others. So why aren't the
No,
others working
no,
as hard?
no, no. Because at the end of
We're
the
gonna
day,
be here. We're gonna be here all day because
because
I like
if
Candace Owens and I believe in holding black
why
people accountable.
why does
We
the word
want
affirmative action why does the word affirmative action exist?
What do you mean? Why does it exist?
Yeah, affirmative action. Huh?
Because it was made. I don't know.
It was made, affirmative action was made to make sure that black people, a small percentage of them, get an opportunity. Because they were realizing that all of them are not going to get that opportunity. The same reason why the NFL says now you have to interview at least one black coach. There has to be a rule made to that. So
Okay.
it's not look, like when they go into schools and they giving out those minority scholarships, they pick one black kid out of the school to get a minority scholarship.
But you can get other scholarships. You don't have to get a
You have
minority scholarship.
you have
You can get
the
there are so many different
So
but my thing is we cannot as black people, we cannot continue to put this invisible, I mean, it's a film over us that we can actually bust through. So I don't
Yeah.
like the fact of making us seem like you're giving white people too much power, and I don't like it because there's
Yeah.
a lot of hardworking black people that actually make living better for their kids, that actually go out their
Mm-hmm.
way to make sure that they can afford the things. And it's not all black people that's unfortunate and poor. Those are the,
Right.
and I'm sorry to say this, it's a lot of lazy ass black people that just want to blame white people for their problems and not get out here,
That's real.
go get an
That's
education,
decent.
get out here, work at McDonald's, Taco Bell, and Popeyes to make sure that your kids get a better education. It's a lot of black people that's not doing that. So
But at
I
So
least
don't
you
you,
know,
like,
the part that I
don't
enjoy right now.
stop giving white people so much power, Six. That's
Now
all
the
I'm
part
saying.
that I enjoy right now is that even though that you all are like, even though we're still setting the platform, you're still showing the divide. You just said a white person is not going to be told to go work at Taco Bell, McDonald's, and
They
Pizza
do
Hut at the same
though.
time.
They do though.
so
You
let me
don't.
no,
No,
let me just
you're
say
talking.
something.
You're
You
talking.
didn't
Look,
get
But
out.
those white people are anomalies, though.
No,
Th-
there are rich.
no,
Listen, there
listen.
are white kids who
those
have
are
rich.
rare white people.
No, they have rich parents, okay, and they're
Yes,
working at a Dick's Sporting Goods, or they're working at Charlotte Russe, or they're working because they want to get it on their own. It's not. It's not. You see white
that's
people, but listen,
that's
and then you see poor white people also that their parents are on drugs or whatever, and they're working these three jobs so they don't end up in a trailer where they were raised at.
correct.
It's you know
We're
what I'm saying?
not.
So
We're
it's all
not. We're
about
not. We're not. I'm not denying that each class has their slums of the bad. But what I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna make it like it's a fair playing field, like that. Like we're trying to make it like it's not a fair playing
Listen,
field
I'm
at
gonna tell you
all.
right now that there's money for things like this because they have these racial equity groups and they have funding for certain colleges at PIWs and you know what I'm saying, even HBCUs where they have funding for multicultural, for racial equity,
Exactly.
for people of different races to be involved in their programs. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Even at jobs, they say that they have a racial equity group at the job, so they make sure that they hire people from different races. So I'm not
Yeah.
saying that these opportunities are not open for everybody.
No.
That's not what I'm
I'm
saying at all.
I'm not saying that either. But what I'm saying is these programs that you all are keep on enlisting and verifying that exist are the problem. They're
I
proof.
I
They're proof
understand.
that there's a milestone for Black people.
I understand that we've come a long way though, but we can't keep teaching the children that we
Mhm,
still got to let them know like yeah, there are obstacles that you're going to go through being a black
mhm.
person, but you can still achieve stuff. This what you're
Achieve,
preaching,
yes.
Six, is making people say, "Oh, well, you know what? Why should I try harder if I can't make it anyway?" And that's not true. Like
No,
you
it's still
Nah,
you
achievable.
nah,
make
I never
it.
teach that. I never teach that. If I teach anything, that you have to work way harder because you're Black. You have to work twice as hard because you're Black. You
Well,
have to move twice as fast
that
because you're
part
Black.
that part is true, but let's not ignore that every race has their problems too. Like I don't I mean
Mhm.
I understand what you're saying that it's
Li-
not we're not
li-
completely equal, but it's
and,
still
and,
it's
and
economics now more than its skin color because if you look at it,
Yeah.
even the Latinos now are getting their kids right. They're not blaming white people for their problems right now. They're coming in this country and doing what they're supposed to do, which is what showing that yeah, that we're living in excuses. We're not holding ourselves accountable for being the best that we can be. That's all I'm saying. Like that's
yeah,
all I be
I
preaching.
totally I totally understand what all of y'all are saying, but I'm also addressing that. That's why we lost right now because we are walking around clueless, acting like we on the same playing field, acting like that we got the same opportunities, and forgetting that we don't. We don't got the same opportunities. We got to go the extra mile. We got to
Mhm.
work extra harder. We got to fight way more, and we got to teach our kids that the minute you start thinking that you're like them, and you're starting to wonder why you're not getting what they're getting, is because they're not getting taught that we're all together, we're all alike. And
Yeah,
even those people, even those small anomalies, when they could get a chance to, they make it.
Yeah.
yeah.
And like
I've seen
they're
too many
pe-
poor white people for me to like really like feel like I feel like we're all some of us are all at a
uh,
disadvantage. And
uh,
I'm not gonna say I haven't been in a situation where one is better than the other. What I am saying is that I have seen poor white people, so I'm not gonna act like they don't exist and that they don't have disadvantages as well. That's all.
No, I do. I listen to all the white people out there. I agree that y'all got poor white people. I know a lot of poor white people. Well, I know a few poor white people, right? A few poor white people. But best believe me, those poor white people that I know still live better than the poor black people that I know.
Not the ones I know.
Like, listen.
Not the ones I came across. Like, I mean, you know, like
anybody that's choosing to do something. I'm not gonna never have sympathy for a kid, white, black, Mexican, Chinese, that tells me I'm choosing to get it by myself. I'm choosing to do it on my own. I don't need my parents' help. I don't want my parents' help. Well, you, sir or ma'am, are an idiot. Because this world is not made up by itself. Nobody can do it by themselves. And the thing about it is, the only privilege, the only thing that gives them that power to feel like I don't need mommy and daddy, I can do it myself, is the skin color that they have. And knowing the opportunities that they can get arising and given to them because of that said skin color. Why is it that a black kid comes out saying, I want to be the talent, and white kids are being taught to manage the talent?
It's because what we're teaching our kids. That's really all it is. You got to teach her, like right now, like let's just be 100% honest. Yes. Right now, people are teaching their kids to be rappers, singers, strippers, dancers, Instagram models, stuff 100%, like that. 100%. Nobody's telling their kid, oh no, if I get sick, why don't you become a doctor? Or you see people teeth falling out, why don't you become a dentist? Or why don't you become a lawyer? You see all these black people getting locked up, why don't you become a lawyer? Nobody's teaching.
Why?
I don't see these black parents on Instagram that's on Instagram all day. I don't see them teaching their kids that.
But you know why?
Teaching their kids insecurities, also excuses for why the white man's holding us down. That's all I hear. I don't see them encouraging their kids to be anything more than entertainers.
Why? But do you understand the why?
It's the parent. I don't know what's wrong with the parent. It's the parent.
Okay, see, like, as a parent, let me give it, right? As a parent, and J Money may get jumping on this, but when you are trying to teach your children, the worst thing you want to teach your child is something that you don't know yourself, because then that means you're subjected to giving your children to someone else. In today's world, people are raising their own kids. Everyone is pretty much, don't talk to my kid, that's my child, blah, 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 blah. So you're asking a non-lawyer to encourage their child to be a lawyer, but their child sees them rapping. These children are more motivated by what they see and what they are.
Excuses.
That's not an excuse.
It is an excuse.
When you grew up, when you was growing up, what did you want to be?
A psychiatrist, and I got a degree in psychology.
But why did you want to be a psychiatrist? Because what did you see that influenced that to make you want to be a psychiatrist?
People on the street that people call crazy, and I didn't believe that they were crazy. I believe that everybody is different, and you just have to try to understand them. It wasn't no psychiatrist in my family.
No adult motive push that? No adult push that?
No, not psychiatry. My father wanted me to be an accountant. My family wanted me to be an accountant, right? But that's not where my heart was. I used to see homeless people talking to themselves, and I used to be like, you know what? It's nothing wrong with him. He just don't have nobody to talk to. You know what? Or he's different. He's not crazy. He's different. And this was as a kid looking at people. You know what I'm saying? And I said, okay, that's what I want to be. I want to help people. I want to talk to people and see what's going on in their heads. And that was since I was a child. But my parents wanted me to be something. And that was the whole thing. And that's what I was telling my uncle in Texas. I said, a lot of these parents aren't instilling stuff in their kids that make them want to be something. There are some kids you see that I want to be a veterinarian. That's how I was when I was growing up. In school, what do you want to be when you grow up? Everybody picked something. I don't remember anybody saying I want to be an entertainer, a rapper, or a singer. I remember.
Well, you did say your parents sent you to a damn rich school.
No, but I went to Truesdale, Paul Junior High, and Cadoza. I went to DC public schools too. And some of my friends,
if you went to
some of
DC schools and there was no kids saying they wanted to go to NFL and all
no,
that stuff,
I mean the NFL, but not rapping and singing. My homegirl, she's a
no.
nurse. A lot
20
of
years
these
ago, rap wasn't a thing.
Listen, my friend, her mother was strict too. Like her mother made sure she wanted to do something. She became a nurse. That's not what she wanted to be in elementary school. I don't remember, but it's instilling something that you got to instill that in your kids that they want to be more than just the entertainer. That shit don't last forever. Like that shit don't last forever. You could be how many people you see Gilly? Look at all these artists now that's doing podcasting. They not still singing. They had to find something else, or they doing real estate. They not still singing and rapping because that's not your end goal. But I bet you the doctors, the people that are doctors, are still doctors.
I
They
know
can
a few
still
doctors that are
they
doctors
can
no more.
they can still do their private practice, but today or tomorrow they can still do a private practice.
And it's funny you say that, Tanya, because I talked to 10 artists, right? And this is real crazy that the first album I put out was actually on this day in 2012. So this day 2012, and I talked to 10 artists, and out of 10 of them, only 5 of them are still making music. The other 5 were like, nah, that music stuff, man, it's just too much for me. Like I had to go get a full-time job.
You
Yeah,
have to teach your kids to be more than just entertainers. It's the
No, you have
parents
to teach. You have to
It's the
teach.
parents' job. It's the parents' job to teach them that, hey, even some sports players, right? They go to,
mm-hmm.
but in the beginning, they wanted them to go to college because they say, hey, if you get hurt or if something happens to you, you're going to need something to fall back
Back
on.
up. Yeah.
These parents nowadays, they're not teaching their kids that. I seen one of these rappers, her son, I think when he like 8 years old, she's like, yeah, he's rapping. But what else does he want to do? Because I don't
Yeah.
really, you know what I'm saying? What else does he want to do? Is he gonna, and he's talking about gang banging already. And I'm like, well, I mean, when he end up, like I don't want you looking for sympathy. Look how you're raising him.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is like y'all said, if either one, if just one person does it, then it can happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
So I mean, like to like anything that people just period have to harness what these kids or what they want their peoples to be, right? At the end of the day, I don't think that any kid knows really what they want to be. They just know they want to be their thing that they see. Whatever they see that imprints in their head, that's what they want to be until something new imprints it. My son, he's 16 years old. I've never ever told him to be a rapper, never encouraged him to be a rapper, but that's all he wants to be, is an artist. Now, the thing about it is, why can't artists be artists forever? Your brother did it, a kid, but that's why we exist, to give them knowledge on how to be rappers forever and have careers forever, because it's all a career. Anything that they choose to do is a career, and if not done right, you won't be successful, period. I mean, if my child says to me they wanted to be a doctor, if I don't make sure that they get those 4 years of doctor school and that daggone residency taken care of, they'll never become one. If my child says he wants to be a artist, if I don't never teach him to get his publishing, teach him to get his royalties, and teach him how to handle his paperwork, then he'll never be a successful artist. I mean, at the end of the day, the success rate of what people want to be, kids now are way more successful than we were, because the ability to jump on YouTube and get it themselves. I mean, if my father had it his way, of course I would be in the NFL. He tried his hardest to teach me football every day. But guess what? I was really good at football. Body may not have held up. Who knows? But that's not what I wanted to do in the long run, maybe. The thing is, it happens. It happens.
I mean, they're not, I wouldn't say they're more successable because of social media. That's just what we're being.
Nah, because
that's
because
what people
of
are
access.
showing us. That's just what people are showing us.
Nah, I'll call you social media.
There's still some kids or some people of a different generation that's maybe not making their living off of social media, that's actually out here doing the work and helping people and saving lives and helping people get their freedom and doing things that actually matter. There's a lot of those that we don't talk about.
Yeah,
but
well, I mean,
all we see is people on YouTube, these social media influencers. Oh, they're rich. Oh, they're rich. But what about those people the kids are still making it, not through social media. Let's not
Well,
make
yeah,
it. That's
there was
the
a
only way out now. Your only way out is to be on social media. Like,
no, I said YouTube. I said YouTube, not social media. YouTube is not social media.
Well, YouTube, social media,
YouTube is
all of that.
YouTube is also an educational platform and informative platform. Why I say YouTube? Let me explain what I mean by that. My son, who is 13, when he was 13, he wanted to learn how to do something, to start making something. And I asked him when I seen him build it, I said, "How did you learn how to build that?" I didn't teach him to build it. He said, "I went on YouTube and I learned how to do it on YouTube." How did you learn how to fix a bike? I go on YouTube now. The thing about it is, if we, and before YouTube, before the internet, before education was at our access, we had to go out and seek it. So now it's not.
Yeah, I used to have to go to the bike shop so I could learn how to fix the bike, and they had to.
I had to find the OG. I had to find one of my OG cousins and sit around in his neighborhood in DC for a couple of days, and he showed me how to fix your chain and fix your bike. But that's how that had to happen for me. But now the kids don't need parents if they really want to be something. If they really want to educate themselves, anybody for that matter, you don't need anybody to tell you. It's right there at our fingertips for us to do whatever we need to do. I mean, like, the power is in oneself. And only thing that parents really have to do now is be there for their kids and make sure their kids
guide them. You still got to give them guidance. Like, if we let kids do whatever they want to do, like, and I think that's a lot of the issues nowadays. Is a lot of parents think like that, like, just let them do whatever, and we're just gonna stand here. No, they're gonna. That's why parents are here to guide. Like, a kid is gonna turn the stove on and stick their hand in it if you don't say no. So are we just gonna let kids do that?
I want all of y'all to read the Mark Echo book. I always tell parents and non-parents, or parents that are thinking about having kids, to read Mark Echo's book. That is one of the most. His parents, to me, are some of the most super parents in this world. And the thing about it is, what they watched Mark do as a kid, they watched Mark and they harnessed what Mark wanted to do. They embraced it and they helped him expand on it. To now, where Mark Echo becomes one of the greatest artists in the world. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, when you think about these things, like, we're all going to say what we think and how we feel about something. But what I always try to preach to anybody now is find the blueprint to what you want, right? Yep. If you want to be a great parent, it's not just about being a great parent. I mean, because to some parents, Joseph Jackson was a great parent because all of his kids were successful, no matter how abusive it seemed or they portrayed him, right?
But
now, there's some parents that are not as strenuous as Michael Jackson's dad, and they're not as successful as Michael Jackson. So the thing about it is, if your kid says, "I want to be the next Michael Jackson," do you have to be the next Joe Jackson to make sure that happens? Do his mom has to be the next Catherine Jackson? You see what I'm saying? Like, this is all a whole process of making something, because something is not made by just themselves. The ideas get switched on, and until someone else finds that same motivation or that same muse, they will never be able to get the same thing that you got out of that.
But Michael and them really didn't care. Michael didn't care for singing that much. Like, he wanted to go outside and play. It was his father that said, "You have a gift, and we're going to embark on this gift." His father is the one that guided him, that made him so great. Michael, if Joe Jackson just sat there and said, "Oh, Michael, do whatever you please, and I'll support it," we wouldn't have Michael Jackson. Now,
facts. But it all started by Michael Jackson saying, "Hey, I want to be in this group." Well, if you want to be in this group, you're going to do how this group does. You're not going to come in. You can't come in and do what you want to do. You can't come in and think how you want to think. This is how things have to run for this group. And that's how it is in anything that you want to do. You can't say, "I want to be this, but I want to do it my way." You have to do things the way that it's done in that said group. Whether it being black, white, Mexican, Latino, whatever the case may be, Asian. If you come into any group, and if you say, I want to start doing this, I want to hang around these type of people, ideas have to change. Ways of moving have to change. I mean, like when I first started doing radio, right? I said I want to say whatever I want on the air. And I remember when I got on radio, the first time I didn't know what to say. Then as I got like into it, I started getting in there by myself. I said something one time, and then the station manager come to me and say, "Yo, you can't talk like that," you know. And I'm like, "Oh, well, I thought this was my thing, Everyone else does what they want to do, or it seemed like everyone else is doing what they want to do, and then you start learning, no, everyone is doing what they want to do within the guidelines of how it's done, within the way of how it's done. I mean, it's not my job to say I want to be a doctor, but I'm going to take law classes to be a doctor, and I'm going to start doing open heart surgery when I finish these law classes, because it's what I want to do. We can't teach that. And we dang sure, I'm never, ever, ever going to put one thing above the other thing. I believe that you as a person, I don't care what you want to do at 10, tell me what you want to do at 30.
Mm-hmm.
What I wanted to do at 17 was not what I wanted to do at 24. The minute I hit 28, I was like, wait, I wanted to do that stuff?
Sound crazy, right?
Yeah. It's evolution. It's growth. Today was a very great show. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Today was a great show.
Yeah, we went over some good things.
Definitely.
What y'all got coming up, though? What y'all got coming up this week?
Man, for me, this week is about to be real busy. I'm still filming this movie. Can't really talk about it, but I'm doing 2 movies right now. And then I just got a nice email from a friend that's shooting a video this Saturday, so I'm gonna appear, do a little cameo in their video shoot. And then me and my good friend Shivani Say What, we're gonna do a show called They Don't Say, starting next Monday at 9 a.m. So next Monday, 9 in the morning. If y'all up for it, we're gonna talk about the things that they don't say. You don't say early in the morning, 9 a.m. So that's what I got going on.
You're so lazy.
Why you say it's so lazy? Because of course you know it's going down in August. We got the
You said 9 a.m. early in the morning. It's late.
That's early. Oh yeah, it's late in the morning. Now that's late in the morning. I thought 11
the day already started by 9. That's a full day.
Yeah, I thought 11 was like late in the morning, so I still call that early. I know some people still be asleep. But
by 9, I done already had 3-4 J's. Been up to downtown Atlanta and back.
Oh yeah, you doing too much.
Man, life is good.
Yes, sir.
Tanya Cash, what you got coming up?
Well, I actually just got back in town, y'all. So I'm trying to get things together. I'm trying to definitely get back to this music review on Thursday. Hopefully I don't go nowhere, but y'all, I should be stable for a while. Other than that, just make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button at the bottom. Do that. Check out our website, www.bossbizent.com. And also, don't forget, we live on Live 365, y'all. Just tune in whenever you can. Other than that, yeah, just stay aware. You know what I'm saying? Turn them notifications on Instagram and on YouTube, so you know what we up to. Okay.
You already started getting your music in for the reviews?
Yeah. People just been sending me stuff, even though I've been on vacation. I was looking at my emails like I ain't home yet. I can't do nothing with this. I left my laptop at home, just so I could get some, like mental escape time. So.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Y'all already know we're gonna definitely be back here next Monday.
Yep.
So y'all keep those notifications on, cause your boy, we got some real good shows for y'all. And we're gonna be talking a little bit about a little bit of a lot. I got some stuff for y'all to talk about. I know Tiny Cash and J Money got some stuff for us to talk about. If you don't know, Saturday, make sure y'all got those notifications locked in to check me out on the radio, Hip Hop 95. Keep on sending in y'all music, because those music reviews, I'm telling y'all, I'm enjoying those. I watched the last one, and I was like, some of those songs, I got to come in on there with you to give you some real good reviews, because you know, you be real nice to some of these artists sometimes. So I'm going to come on in there one day. I want to go in there and see what y'all got. So on that day, we need heat. So send that music in, y'all, like crazy. I ain't gonna lie. At this time, I already know y'all has got those what? Ashes gone, flicking the roaches into the ashtray, and getting ready to roll up another one. Cause I am, and we out. Peace.
Bye, y'all.
Hey, yeah.